Hi, my name is Daniel. Before I start, I will let you know about our project purpose. Basically, we want to explain about the concept of engineering, the ethics involved in the engineering, what are some recent engineering errors that happened, and what are the lessons we learned from them based on our literatures and opinions from the practicing engineer. According to our self-understanding based on the literatures, concept of engineering is about the process of using scientific principles to design, build, and maintain things that solve real-world problems with the help of math, physics, and hands-on skills. Next, the ethics of engineering is about moral guidelines for engineers to follow so they can ensure their designs are safe, fair, good for people and the environment. The examples of ethics are safety first, honesty, respecting the environment, and being fair. Next, the example of recent errors in engineering field are Edenville Dam. The second one is Boeing 737 MAX crash, and the last one is Miami crane collapse. So, what are the lessons we learned from the issues? For the Edenville Dam, we learned that regular inspection and proper construction standards are very essential. For the Boeing 737 MAX crash, we learned to prioritize safety and thorough testing before commercial use. And for the last one, Miami crane collapse, we learned that infrastructure must account for extreme conditions.
Hello, my name is Calvin, and I'll be explaining our group's findings on engineering in general, starting off with our first source person, Mr. Satya. We asked him, what do you think it means to be an engineer? He replied, with chemical engineers in particular, heavily focuses on how to improve power plant efficiencies. Other than that, there's also an aspect of art in working as an engineer. The second question we asked him was, how does life feel as an engineer? He replied, with life as an engineer has made him feel resourceful of knowledge, and it has also taught him a lot about responsibility, with his work being used by other departments, so it must be logical and correct. The second source person we interviewed was Mr. Mariza, and the first question we asked him was, what do you think it means to be an engineer? He replied, with engineers in general are someone who solves problems, and engineers also need to look out for their adaptability skills and improve on that. The second question we asked him was, how does life feel as an engineer? He replied, with life as an engineer can feel stressful, but as long as it is your passion, you should pursue it, and the stress can be minimized that way. That is all from me. Thank you.
Alright, we know our first engineer thoughts on engineering ethics is that an engineer should not work on something that jeopardizes the public safety or harms the environment. An engineer should also not compromise on the quality of their work, no matter if it's a commission, a project, or construction. And last one is an engineer work should benefit the public and bring positive effects to the economy and environment to develop sustainability. And now the ethics that our second engineer upholds is that he questions the design of the equipment or machinery used so that he could prevent any possible harm to the environment and personnel. An engineer should also work on quality to prevent any future accidents, and any issue faced during the project should be discussed with higher-ups to reach the most optimal solution.
We interviewed the engineers on some recent engineering errors and what we learned from them. So one of the engineer, Mr. Maridi Samsuddin, had an issue with the onshore gas facility where he was working on. So one of the equipment in the facility had some design errors. What was specifically the error? One of the nozzle was actually located in the wrong side. Although it wasn't a very serious error, but it was very important. That is why what they learned from this error is that we it is important for engineers to question everything about the system so that they can find faults in the system. Finding faults is actually a positive thing. It helps engineers to improve the system. And when we interviewed Mr. Satya Pinam, so he faced an issue where the process upset led to a closure of a gas control farm because there was an error in the drawing of the process instruments. What was the error specifically? The alarm, which was supposed to be in the system, was not stated in the process diagram because a warning alarm is very important. So what we learned from them is that Proper quality control must be established, and a process drawing needs to undergo peer review and supervisor review. And the alarm setting has to be reviewed so that similar incidents do not happen in the future.